Good afternoon. I'm thrilled to be here at Harmony Beef in beautiful Rocky View County for today's announcement. We're here to send a clear message to potential investors across North America and the world. We have heard from Alberta's producers and processors that we need to do more to help grow our province's agri-processing industry. Alberta has all the fundamentals to support a robust value-added industry that will create jobs, diversify our economy, and ensure producers have a competitive market for their goods. When we process what we grow in Alberta, the jobs and economic benefits stay in Alberta. That is why we're moving forward with an agri-processing tax credit that will attract large-scale investment to the province. The new Alberta Agri-Processing Investment Tax Credit will launch this spring and will provide a 12% non-refundable tax credit to eligible businesses. Those businesses will have to make a minimum capital investment of $10 million in value-added agri-processing in the province. The program will build on our competitive advantages and create a business environment that attracts even more industry to ensure Alberta's agri-processing sector reaches its full potential. It will also bring value for our primary agriculture sector through expanded market opportunities. This will provide stability to Alberta's food supply chains by growing processing capacity within our province. There is good reason for Alberta to target investment in the value-added agriculture sector. The economic opportunity is huge. As the global population continues to increase, demand for processed and packaged foods is expected to grow considerably, and Alberta is well positioned to meet this demand. To give you some perspective on the potential of our agri-processing industry, in 2019, Alberta's agri-food investment and growth strategy set aggressive targets to build on existing strengths and maximize growth opportunities. The strategy set out to attract $1.4 billion in new investment and create 2,000 jobs between April 2019 and March 2023. Last year, we announced we had reached the milestone early, hitting the $1.4 billion mark in only 3 years. While this is an impressive accomplishment, competing jurisdictions with the right mix of incentives are able to hit that target in a single year. With demand for processed food and other agricultural plant-based products expected to increase nearly 56% by 2050, opportunities in our agri-processing industry are massive. Alberta's tax credit program will ensure we maintain a competitive advantage and maximize the number of opportunities that help grow the economy and create more jobs for Albertans. I would like to thank Premier Smith, Minister Taves, Parliamentary Secretary Glenn Van Dyken, and everyone in our department for helping deliver this win to our agri-food sector. Thank you, and I'll now turn the podium over to Minister Taves.
Well, thank you, Minister, and good afternoon. It's really a pleasure to be here at Harmony Beef. Pleasure to be here with my colleagues, Minister Horner, MLA Van Dyken, and MLA Pitt, both MLAs that really champion agriculture right across the province. It's really a pleasure to be here. As Minister Horner mentioned, food demand around the world is continuing to increase, and I have to say, regardless of where I go, I hear two narratives. One is that the world is concerned about energy security and the world's concerned about food security. I would say this: Alberta not only has a great opportunity, we have a deep responsibility to get on with maximum production of the most responsible agriculture and food products in the world. And that's why it's so great to be here at Harmony, a world-class processor in a province that has world-class producers and a world-class industry. The agri-processing investment tax credit announced today will increase Alberta's ability to maximize on opportunity and to meet our responsibility to the world. Just over a week ago, Moody's Investor Service upgraded Alberta's credit rating, and Alberta's strong economy is one of the factors that influenced that rating change. Good news for all Albertans, certainly good news from my perspective as the Minister of Finance. Alberta's attractive business environment helped Alberta become a leader amongst provinces when it comes to economic growth, job creation, and population growth. And today's new tax credit both complements and builds on the actions and policies that this government has made to the province's economic growth. An important feature in the design and calibration of this credit is in fact that I believe it's been positioned so it won't undermine the competitive balance between existing processors and new processors. For new processors, or those folks who take advantage of this credit, they will have to be taxable, they will have to be profitable, they will have to be competitive in their own right. And I really see that as an important feature of this non-refundable corporate tax credit. And I want to give Minister Horner real credit for taking a very thoughtful approach. More investment means more opportunities for Albertans and their families and a stronger long-term fiscal footing for the province overall. You'll hear more about that when I present the budget here later this month. But in the meantime, I'm excited to celebrate the introduction of another measure that will create jobs and further grow and help diversify Alberta's economy. And again, I want to commend Minister Horner for his good work in bringing this tax credit to fruition. Now it gives me great pleasure to introduce Mr. Rich Vesta to the mic today, again, the owner-manager of Harmony Beef, with him and his family. Rich, the podium's yours.
Good afternoon. I'd like to thank you all for joining us, and we're very honored to be hosting this event. Our family chose to invest in what is now Harmony Beef in 2013. After 3.5 years of planning, investing, and renovation, we began operations in March of 2017. During that time and continuing to the present, we have come to appreciate the assistance, support we have experienced from the province of Alberta. Operating Harmony Beef since the startup has been the highlight of my professional career. We are proud to be involved in a province that proudly embraces a rural, western, frontier identity. In my over 35 years of owning and operating beef plants, I have found our employees at Harmony to be the absolute best. Albertans are skilled, innovative workers who have contributed to making this province an economic powerhouse and to our success at Harmony Beef. We are truly involved in a global economy that includes a rise in demand for food exports. With agri-processing investment tax credit that was announced today, Alberta is better positioned to meet this demand by attracting more large-scale investment than ever from companies like Harmony Beef. And this will create a greater capacity to export high-quality, nutritious food to feed a hungry world. Alberta has developed a reputation for being an ethical and reliable trading partner. We should all be proud of this ag sector in this province that creates jobs, provides opportunities, and puts food on plates. Thank you, Premier Smith, Minister Horner, and everyone in Alberta's government for supporting our business sector. I am convinced that our best days lay ahead. Thank you. I'd like to invite Mr. McLaughlin to come to this.
Great, thank you very much. Well, I'm going to sound like the cheerleader fanboy, but this makes me extremely excited. It's a few of my favorite things. First of all, speaking to agriculture, the fact is that we do have some amazing producers, and this whole discussion's around innovation. It's really a signal to the good folks on the investment side that Alberta is open for business, but not open for business, but open for the future business. You talk to anybody under the age 18. They talk about food quality, local food. They want to look for innovation in their food products. They're looking for variety. At the same time, we need to leverage that for the future. This is a huge signal, and I want to thank the minister and this government for doing this because it creates certainty on both ends of the spectrum. Certainty on the producer side, the good folks that are stewards of this land, that create amazing commodities, and they do it so innovatively. The agriculture industry in Alberta needs to be supported, and this supports them. But it goes beyond that, because it's really where you have agriculture meeting with innovation. I think in the investment, you're attracting people from other places, and they're seeing what's going on in Alberta. From the producer side, from the good folks that I represent, which are the folks of rural Alberta, thank you very much for the vision. Thank you for the innovation. Thank you for the ideas. This type of tax credit will actually build upon itself and create the economy that's important. Albertans have always been the primary producers. We've always harvested. but it's adding value to that's important. And Canada has really lost a lot of ground on the complexity of the commodity market. This goes beyond that. Adding that complexity to the commodity, and not just for Albertans, for that food market and the worldwide, is extremely important. You would think, as the rural municipality president myself, you think I'd be talking about rural issues. I talk about food security on a daily basis, because this is dead serious. We need to talk about better ways to use our resources, better ways to package our resources, and we need to be able to feed ourselves in the world, and this is a huge signal. So I want to thank the minister and this government. This is visionary. This will feed and build upon itself. Please keep up the good work. This is fantastic for the good folks I represent. So thank you very much, and thank you to our investors, and bring more friends. You got to have friends, so bring lots of friends. But thank you very much, and thanks for having me today.
Well, thank you very much. That brings us to the end of the formal part of the announcement, and now we'll move to media questions and answers. As a reminder for all the reporters, we have the following individuals available to take questions: Ministers Horner and Taves, Rich Vesta, CEO of Harmony Beef, and Paul McLaughlin, President of the Rural Municipalities Association. I would ask that all the reporters please identify themselves and their outlet and identify to whom you're addressing your question. We will start with questions on the floor before moving to the phones, and we'll come back to the floor again if needed. There's a mic provided for reporters in the room, and I would ask that you use that so everyone can hear the question. So, can we get any questions from the floor? Seeing none, we will move to the phones. Operator, can you please put through the first caller?
Alex McQuaid, Western producer.
Hi, this question is directed to either one of the ministers. Is this tax credit available for existing facilities to expand, or is it only for new facilities?
Thank you. Good question. This is for new investment. That could mean expansion of current facilities, but that is the intention. This is for new investment.
And just as a follow-up, is there any specific, you're at a beef processing plant today. Is there any specific value-added agricultural projects that you see this as being a good fit for in the future?
Some of the specific criteria in the regs is still being created, but if you assume that anything that takes a raw agricultural commodity and changes it and adds value in some way, that fits the model.
Alex, did you have another question for the minister? Do we have any other callers on the line? Hearing none, I think...
There are no questions on the phone at this time.
Sorry, was there another question there?
There are no other questions on the phone at this time.
All right, hearing no questions, I think we can end today's press conference. Thank you very much.